In a small village surrounded by rolling green hills, there lived a boy named Leo. Leo was kind and thoughtful, always noticing the little things that others didn't. While other children laughed and played in groups, Leo often stayed by himself. He loved to feed the birds at the fountain or help stray kittens find food. But Leo wasn't lonely because he was sad. He was lonely because his kindness often went unnoticed. The other children were too busy playing games to stop and see what Leo was doing. Still, Leo didn't mind. He knew deep down that being kind was important, even if no one else noticed. One sunny afternoon, as Leo was feeding the birds, he noticed an old man sitting beneath the large oak tree by the fountain. The man looked tired, his face pale and his clothes dusty from a long journey. While the other villagers walked past without a second glance, Leo went to the man with a loaf of bread he had been saving for his own lunch. "Here, sir," Leo said softly, holding out the bread. "You look like you've traveled far. You can have this." The old man smiled, his eyes twinkling. "Thank you, boy," he said in a hoarse voice. "It's been a long time since anyone showed me such kindness." Leo nodded and offered the man water from the fountain. The old man drank deeply and sighed with relief. He looked at Leo with a curious smile. "You have a kind heart. One day it will be rewarded." Before the old man left, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small gold coin. It glittered in the sunlight as he handed it to Leo. "Take this," the man said. "It's no ordinary coin. This coin has the power to bring kindness back to you when you need it most. But remember, the true magic lies in your actions." Leo was puzzled but thanked the man. He tucked the coin into his pocket, not knowing what the old man meant. As the man walked away, he disappeared into the horizon, as if he were never there at all. Over the next few days, Leo kept the coin in his pocket, but he didn't think much about it. He continued to do what he always did: be kind. He helped a frightened kitten stuck in a tree find its way down safely. He carried heavy baskets for Mrs. Potts, the baker's wife, when she struggled on market day. He even shared his lunch with a classmate who had accidentally dropped his on the ground. To Leo, these were small things anyone could do. But what he didn't realize was that his acts of kindness were starting to ripple through the village. And the classmate Leo had helped told others about what Leo had done. Soon other children started following his example. One child shared their crayons with a friend who didn't have any. Another helped pick up books that a teacher had dropped. Even the usually grumpy shopkeeper began to smile more when customers came in. Kindness, like a pebble dropped in a pond, had begun to ripple across the village. And it all started with Leo. One day, dark clouds rolled in, and a fierce storm shook the village. As the wind howled and rain poured, a traveling merchant's cart tipped over in the middle of the village square. Boxes and goods were scattered everywhere, but the villagers hesitated. The rain was cold and the wind was strong. No one wanted to leave the warmth of their homes to help, but not Leo. As soon as he saw the merchant struggling, he ran into the square without a second thought. He picked up the boxes one by one, shielding them with his coat from the rain. Seeing Leo's bravery, others began to step forward. Soon, the whole village was helping to gather the merchant's goods, carrying them to safety. That night, Leo returned home, soaked to the bone but smiling. He was happy to have helped. As he placed the gold coin on his bedside table, something incredible happened. The coin began to glow, filling the room with a soft golden light. Leo stared in amazement as the light grew brighter, and then just as suddenly it faded. But when he looked around, he saw something extraordinary. His once small room was now filled with bags of food, warm blankets, and even a pair of sturdy new shoes. The next morning, Leo understood the old man's words. The coin's magic had rewarded his kindness. But Leo knew he couldn't keep it all for himself. He packed baskets of food and delivered them to families who didn't have enough to eat. He handed out blankets to children shivering from the storm. And as he gave away what he had been given, he felt a warmth in his heart that no treasure could match. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. "Where did all this come from?" they asked. But Leo simply smiled and said, "Kindness has its own way of coming back to us." In the days that followed, the village began to change. Neighbors helped each other rebuild after the storm. Children played together, sharing their toys and laughter. Even strangers passing through the village felt the warmth of its kindness. And at the heart of it all was Leo, the boy who had shown that even the smallest act of kindness could grow into something magical. Leo decided to plant a flower in his garden, placing the gold coin beneath the soil. "This coin has done its work," he thought. But kindness doesn't need magic to grow. It just needs us. As the days passed, a beautiful flower grew where the coin was buried, a reminder of the power of kindness. And though the old man was never seen again, his words stayed with Leo forever. Kindness, when shared, always finds its way back to you.